So the sixth grade play is announced that we don't know what it is, but teacher says it's time to start casting and practicing. Super exciting time, of course. So we all go into the auditorium. Teacher puts us up on the stage and says, "Okay, this is essentially the audition. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes, and I want to see who can stay the most still, no moving." And I'm like, yes, I got this. I can do this. So I kind of get in my mind, I get into character. I am the most still person ever. And so I decide I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm not just going to stand there and like be still. I'm going to be in an action pose. And so that's exactly what I do. I strike a pose. My arms are in position. I even have an expression, and I'm thinking to myself, no matter what happens, don't move. Don't even blink. My eyes are burning. She hits the clock. I strike my pose. Immediately, there's kids dropping like flies. You hear that, this is weird, whatever. Sixth graders can't hang with that. And so they're dropping like flies, but then there's still people in, and you could hear her say, "All right, Bobby, you're out." And, "Melissa, you're out." And I'm like, I'm still in. My eyes are burning. I'm like, don't blink. I've got this. Very determined. So they're going. It's getting tougher. I can see kids, like, when she calls your name, you got to leave the stage. And so I can kind of see out of the corner of my eye, like, kids are moving off the stage, and I'm wondering how many kids are left. But don't look, because you're going to win this thing. And so sure enough, at some point she says, Liza's the last man standing. And I'm like, I did it. I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it. When I got up there, I knew I could do it. And I did it. However, it was a short-lived victory, because then she says, "Liza, you did an amazing job. You were perfectly still." And I'm like, yeah, I know. I set my mind to it, and I did it. Then she tells me that the part I've won in the sixth grade play is the part of the tree. The tree. I'm a freaking tree. Who wants to be the tree? So no lie, I had to stand perfectly still while everybody else got to run around and sing and dance and have lines. I had no a tree doesn't have lines. That memory really stuck out. I don't remember my sixth grade teacher's name, but I remember that. Yeah, wow, all hopes were dashed. I thought it was going to be the star. I'm just the tree. What's funny about it to me, I was thinking about this story the other day, because I always told people, I'm not competitive. And I've been thinking about it. And I'm like, I actually have some stories that would not really line up with that claim. I think I'm not competitive. I'm trying to think when I'm not competitive. I might actually just be competitive. I always said, oh, if I'm playing a game, or I might have been thinking of sports, I don't care who wins or loses. I just want everyone to have fun. I don't know if that's true. I think I want to win. So here's another quick example. Probably about 10th grade, I think. The teacher passes out. I should learn the rules before I start competing. But the teacher passes out. Do you know those pieces of paper that just it might be grid paper? I don't know what it's called, but it has tiny little boxes all over the whole paper, front and back, tiny little boxes. First of all, this isn't cool, but he said, we're going to do a test, girls only. You'll see why I'm annoyed by this. So he passes out this grid paper to just the girls, and he says, I'm going to give you a series of numbers. I want you to write them in the boxes as best you can. And I'm like, yes, I can do this. I can do it better than anyone. I might be competitive on stupid things. Um, so normally I'm a little bit of a sloppy writer. I don't really take my time normally, but I remember this again stood out very, sharply to me because I was very determined. And so he starts reading off numbers 7, 2, 0, 9, 3, and I'm like, I got this. And I'm very carefully writing those numbers perfectly centered in that tiny little box and as legible as possible. I'm really giving it 100%. So then we turn it in and he looks through them and he says, Liza, you're the winner. And I'm like, I'm amazing. I won again. This is great. I win. You know what the prize was for this? I have won the honor of putting the grades in the grade book for him because apparently he's too sloppy or lazy to do it himself. And the grade book is teeny tiny little boxes. So while everybody else is having fun, I'm sitting next to the teacher putting grades in the grade book. So irritating. So I apparently am competitive. Maybe not so much at sports because I'm a little clumsy. Unfortunately, being tall didn't really pan out in a beneficial way in the sports arena, but apparently I'm competitive. So that's how I remember it. The world according to Liza.